Hey friends, it's Bridget. Thanks for being here. I feel like one of the most common uses for the Hobonichi Weeks, aside from personal planning, is using it for a meal planner. And I wanted to share one way that I occasionally do that in this book that is kind of the opposite of what I would consider to be the traditional way or most obvious common way to meal plan. Generally, I would start with my meals for the week, and then from that list, develop a grocery list. And in this spread, we're going to be doing the exact opposite, what I like to call reverse meal planning, where I took a quick inventory of my freezer and fridge and made a list of what I already have on hand, did the same thing with my pantry, and we are going to, kind of like working a puzzle, take these ingredients that are already on hand to develop a meal plan for the week. Now, I did divide the left side of my Hobonichi Weeks into 3 sections using the little dots that are printed on each line. So these are 3 even squares. I'm going to use them for the obligatory breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because part of my family is generally home for all 3 meals. If that's not the case for you or your family, you could divide this into 2 sections or just have one. Maybe just use it for your main meal of the evening, dinner planning only. There's all kind of ways you could vary this. But I think sometimes, especially when I get in a rut or don't plan ahead, my fridge and pantry situation can end up kind of akin to when you walk into your closet and it feels like you have nothing to wear, but yet you can't almost walk in there because it's just overflowing with clothes. So if you relate to that in any way, then this will probably make perfect sense to you. Within the last night or two, I thought, tacos would be quick and easy to fix tonight, but I went to my pantry. We were out of taco shells and tortillas, so I wasn't able to fix the tacos, and I think instinct says, okay, it's, time to add that to the list, time to go shopping, we need to go buy groceries. When in reality, my fridge and freezer in particular was almost difficult to close this morning after taking an inventory because there's so much there already. And another part that can lead to waste, unfortunately, is if you do have a lot in your freezer, if you don't plan ahead to set things out to thaw, then at least in my house, it's almost like you might as well not have them, because we're so busy in the evenings. Sometimes we just need things in a pinch or within a reasonable amount of time. So planning ahead like this and knowing when to pull what you already have from your freezer to thaw can make a huge difference. So this can be not only good for convenience, but good for your budget and good to minimize food waste. So with that said, breakfast. We had breakfast croissants that had been taken out of the box and put in the freezer and had been covered up by other items. So they are going to be used for breakfast one day this week. I'm just going to do this as it comes. So this is going to be real time, like natural planning, how I do it, instead of going through all the breakfast. I'm just going to work my list here, and you can do it whatever makes most sense for you and how you think. We've got 8 frozen hamburger patties and 4 packages of hamburger buns. So that's probably the most obvious thing on the list. Hamburgers. That can be a dinner meal. And this 4 represents packages and not just individual buns. So I'm just going to cross out that 4 and make it a 3. When you ask your teenager to run down to the dollar store one night to get hamburger buns, and thinking in your head that he's going to come back with 1 pack, he'll come home with 5 or 6. So we've got plenty of hamburger buns in the freezer right now. So we've got 4 pounds of ground beef. It takes 2 pounds for a meal in my household. So with ground beef, we've got mashed potatoes, and we've got, I put chopped onion in the pantry list when that should have been in the freezer. So hamburger steaks, let's skip a night. Wednesdays we generally do leftovers, so Thursday night I'm going to say hamburger steak with roasted garlic mashed potatoes. So that is going to take 2 pounds of my ground beef, 1 container, oh, that needs to be a 3, not 4. 1 container of my chopped onion and my roasted garlic mashed potatoes off the list. One thing that's missing here is chicken, and so I do need to buy chicken breast for next week. There are a lot of meals that could be made if we had chicken, but there's still so much else here that I don't have to rush to the store for chicken just yet. It is going to be a little heavier beef week than usual, but that's okay. You can always do vegetarian as well one or 2 nights a week if you want to shake things up. Okay, chicken strips, that can be lunch one day. Chicken strips in the air fryer, and also have tater tots, so that can complete, and I spelled tater wrong, but there we go. That can be a lunch one day. Okay, we've got pepperoni, pizza sauce, shredded cheese, and we don't have French bread for French bread pizzas or pizza crust, but we have all of these hamburger buns. So for another lunch one day, we're going to do hamburger bun pizzas. And the key to that, you can do this with sliced bread or whatever bread you have on hand as well. The key to that is toasting your bread first so it doesn't get soggy. So I will toast hamburger buns and then apply the pizza sauce, shredded cheese, and pepperoni and put them into an already ready high broiler oven just to melt the cheese and toast the pepperoni. So if you have that all prepped and the pizza sauce doesn't just sit on naked buns for an extended period of time, they will be crispy just like French bread pizzas. So that takes 1 pack of hamburger buns, our pepperoni. I've got enough shredded cheese for more than 1 meal. That will take our pizza sauce off the list. Okay, we've got 2 more pounds of ground beef, diced tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, shredded cheese. So we can have chili. We can have chili one night. Chili with cheese and crackers. So we've got enough shredded cheese for that. I saw crackers somewhere. So So that will take our diced tomatoes and crushed tomatoes. I'll use 1 container of chopped onion, so that brings us down to 2. Oh, I didn't need to cross that off. Okay, Rotel, I'll use a can of that, so that takes us down to 2 cans. And that uses the other 2 pounds of our ground beef. Okay. I see meatballs. We do have spaghetti sauce and spaghetti noodles. So we'll have spaghetti. And we've got a bunch of bread on here, so we'll have garlic bread with our spaghetti. And I don't even have to mark the bread off because these are 2 entire loaves. So we're going to have meatballs, spaghetti. We have like 4 or 5 packs of spaghetti, so I'm just going to mark that down to 3. Spaghetti sauce. Okay, we need some more breakfast. We've got biscuits here, we've got eggs, so we'll do egg and cheese biscuits one morning. We are out of breakfast meat, but this will suffice. So I'll take that down to 4. Use up our biscuits. We've got smoked sausage, rotel. We have 4 large canned chicken. I normally do a rotisserie or chicken breast with jambalaya, but sometimes it doesn't hurt to try new things in a pinch, so I'm going to use a couple cans of the canned chicken to make chicken and sausage jambalaya. With crackers. So for that, we use rice. Use another chopped onion, so now we're down to 1 chopped onion. That will use our smoked sausage, and already marked off the chicken. Okay. For breakfast, we have oatmeal. As soon as we're out of cereal and or milk, everyone thinks we need to rush to the grocery store, but we have a ton of oatmeal. And we have enough biscuits to do egg and cheese biscuits twice. That'll take all of our eggs off the list, so we'll do another egg and cheese biscuit day and another oatmeal day for breakfast. I will likely go to the store on Friday or Saturday, so I'm not worried about breakfast for every single day. Okay, so we've used some oatmeal. And lunches, we've got deli turkey and a ton of bread. We'll do toasted turkey sandwiches. do leftovers because we'll have a leftover. Chili and possibly a hamburger or two. And that just leaves us a couple days of lunch. We've got 2 more cans of chicken along with some celery. We can do chicken salad. And that can be either with sandwiches or crackers. So that takes care of our canned chicken and our celery. Okay, and there's enough for another day of turkey. I could use, yes, I could use hamburger buns instead of bread just to switch it up and do hot turkey sandwiches, hot turkey and cheese sandwiches for lunch that day. And so that takes us down to 1 pack of hamburger buns. So basically, this is almost a full week of meals with what I already have. And if I go grocery shopping over the weekend, then I can still use some of the ingredients I already have on hand once I buy, like chicken breast, for example. So this would suffice for your plan. You could stop here, but what I'm going to do is take it one step further for the weekend and into next week. Look at what I already have and see what do I need to buy to make meals with some of these leftover ingredients. So canned corn, green beans, rotel, that just screams vegetable soup, but I only have spaghetti left in terms of pasta. So I like to put elbows in my vegetable soup, and we'll need some ground beef for that. I'm also going to put beef tips because we have rice. And then with the chicken breast, I can use this Parm garlic sauce and Alfredo sauce to make a killer chicken pasta, but I need penne for that. And some, I'm going to put parsley and or spinach. Okay, we'll still have a pack of hamburger buns left, so I like buying the hamburger patties that our local Brookshire sells that are pre-made, and they're made of either ribeye or brisket. They are delicious, and they're super quick and easy. So moving into next week, so you're talk about getting bang for your buck. You're kind of almost getting 2 weeks of planning here, because just in buying these few things. That gives us chicken parm pasta for next week, hamburgers. What was the other chicken thing? You could put chicken in your vegetable soup. Oh, we've got enchilada sauce and taco sauce and shredded cheese, so I could do chicken enchiladas. Just need to buy some tortillas. Oh, vegetable soup. That was the other thing. And I could do it with ground beef or chicken. And most of these soups will give us leftovers for night as well. So, okay, for the sake of time, I'm going to stop here. I could keep going, but you can see where doing this in reverse will make really efficient use of what you already have on hand. So you could stop here. This is purely functional, pen only. If you wanted to do some minor decoration, I didn't break out any stickers, but I do have a little washi and a couple highlighters within reach. So let me know in the comments below, how are you using your Hobonichi Weeks right now, if you're using it for something other than personal planning. And if you are using it for meal planning, give me some details about how you're doing that. Do you plan in advance based on the meals that you want to have for that week? Do you ever do it in reverse like I did here? Do you incorporate any other planning or tracking into your meal spreads, like possibly calories, macros, if you have any fitness goals, things of that nature? You could really get creative with your meal planning in this book. It's a great setup. And then another fantastic thing about the weeks is all of the blank memo pages in the back. You could take this book with you. If you wanted to do the reverse method, you could take this book with you to your pantry and fridge and just messily make your working list here, and then work off of that to neatly transfer it into your weekly plan. That's another option. All kind of ideas, but that's going to be it for this video. Hope it was helpful, and thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.